to know, and I'll tell you.
Rienzi Report.
He had a wolf on property. He had a wolf. I got all scared. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was great. The guy had a wolf on the property. It was like a super shepherd with real long legs, and it was black. Remember that thing? I always wanted to build. I started making some really good money. You know how you know you're making good money? Because you start getting bored. And you start wanting to do things you wanted to do when you were like 8. So remember the Rat Fink cars when we were kids? I had a model of one, a little Matchbox Hot Wheels car. And I kept telling everybody, I'm gonna make one of these, I'm gonna make one of these. I was finding these hot rod kits online. My neighbor had built a hot rod. He was 16 and I got so impressed. I'm like, yo, we gotta build a hot rod, a little T-bucket. So you pulled up that day and I said to you, hey George, I had called you to come by. I said, make me this. And I showed you the Hot Wheels car. And you went, get in. And I'm like, the dogs are out, the garage is up. I'm like, George, I gotta shut down. You know me, I always try and get organized before I get out of the house. You're like, get in the car right now, we're gonna go. I locked the place down, jump in the car. We end up at the airplane scrap yard. And I'm in there, every other word's an F-bomb. And the guy's getting pissed off at me. He's ready to throw me out because he's just like super Christian. And I'm like, F this and F that. And he's like, oh, that's what he did. He charged us $2,000 for the fuselage. And he said to me when he was done, I was going to charge you $1,000, but since you cursed, I took that. I charged it too, and I'm giving the money to the church. Remember that? So we ended up building that car in 10 days. You did. I just helped. I helped. I will say this. I will say this. You led the build, but it was definitely my vision. Just like this car wash. I had a vision, and you made it happen. Right? In my driveway. 10-day build. Won every award. Won every car show we brought it in. Beat all the guys down at Bruce Rossmeyer's Harley Davidson. They were pissed at us. Remember the builds we beat? 50 grand builds, 100 grand builds, and here we are with a $15,000 T-bucket with an airplane body on it. What the fuck did we think? Everybody was calling us cocky. The car looked so cocky. Your buddy Dean from Harley. First word that came to his mind. That was a fun car. We sold that car in 1 week, built it in 10 days, had 15 grand in it. I blew the engine up. Were you with me when I blew the engine up? You know how that happened?
You told I don't know what story you told me because you were like, oh, nothing happened. I was idling it down the road.
Oh man, I'm full of shit. Let me tell you what happened. We left the gas.
Remember how scary that thing was?
No, but listen what happened. I don't understand what I did wrong. A Corvette, this was such a jackass move on my end. I pulled out of that gas station called the Kangaroo. I pulled out of there and a Corvette pulled up next to me and wanted to race. He did this. And I must have been in remember how it had the wrong transmission in it? What'd you call that?
It had a really high stall. It was
stall converter.
It was a 8-second Camaro. We pulled the engine and what was a Winston Cup engine or some shit?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I had it in the wrong gear or something, George. It was an automatic, but it had like the 1, 2, and then the auto. And I think I had it in like second gear. Because when we launched, all we did was launch. I got about fucking 100 feet. And in one side of that custom exhaust we built, just dumped steam. I didn't know what happened. I just saw water come out. What the hell? So I called you up and I said, George, is this bad? You said, what's it look like? I said, there's water coming out of the exhaust. And you said, we're done, and hung up the phone on me. Oh, that was great. Put a new engine in it and sold it. Lost money.